Well, hello, welcome back to Tale 3 Cabins. Give me a second here. I'm backing into a new spot for the trailer, and I'll get with you in a second. So I'm back down here in southern Ohio, and the weather was pretty crappy coming down. We had snow, sleet, mostly rain. All right, well, I'm all set up here. I went and got the UTV. I think I'm going to use that to shuttle back and forth. So Monday afternoon, I contacted Jordan, the project manager for the project next door here that we're working on, and he says it's going to be a go for tomorrow. Now, we got a half-inch of rain over the weekend. It's been raining off and on today. It's supposed to rain straight through the night, and it's going to be raining pretty much all day tomorrow. So I'm crossing my fingers that they still show up, but I do have a little bit of doubt just the way this weather window is. It's funny, we were tearing this place down and it was 80 degrees last month in April, and now for the last 3 days it's been temps in the low 40s, high 30s. Very chilly, very unusual for May. I went and grabbed the spare propane tank that we had left when we tore the cabin down, and one of them was empty and one of them still full, and I went and grabbed the full one, and believe me, they're pretty heavy when they're full. I thought I could use that for the RV, that I could use one. I could use it for heating the RV with the furnace, and I thought I'd have an unlimited supply of propane compared to the 20-pound tanks that I normally use. And then I also thought I could use it to power my generator because it runs on dual fuel. Well, they both had the wrong fitting. I went into town to check to see if I could get a fitting. I stopped at a hardware store. I stopped at a lumber store. They did have some propane parts there, but not what I needed. I ended up ordering the fitting on Amazon. It's going to show up in a day. So if somebody decides that they're coming out here to keep me company or just help out, or if we're going to cut up trees or something like that, maybe they could bring that with them. But for now, I'm disappointed I can't use that propane. I didn't bring a lot of gasoline with me because I thought I'd be just using propane the whole time. So I'm nestled here in a field next door to our property. I got a babbling brook over here, which means that it's been raining a lot. Normally there's nothing running over there, but you could hear it flowing pretty good. So that's the camp situation right now, and I'll be surprised if they show up in the morning. I was sitting in the RV drinking a cup of coffee, looking out the window, and these guys ended up showing up.
To try and stay within budget range, and then kind of see once what it looks like. I'm gonna use your judgment. I am concerned with, I don't know what he's bringing. He said fines.
Yeah.
You know what fines are gonna do in this?
Yeah. Then he's going to get one of those 3 or 4. He said to put over top.
Put over top. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what he told me. So
you might, maybe make your own decision whenever he's here, but you might even want to go with like 4s. You know what I mean? Like half a load of 4s over time. I don't know.
Depending on how
see what. If they're really the fine stuff and it's gonna hold that moisture, maybe top coat it with 4s.
Okay.
Because that stuff's gonna knit down in there right away, and then you got 3 or 4.
The day before, once I got situated with the RV, I came over here with my chainsaw and cut down 3 black walnut trees that the excavator wanted taken down. I don't have to worry about cutting them up. I'll just move them out of the way. In addition to moving the trees out of the way, they're starting to just set aside the topsoil. They're scraping off about 3 or 4 inches off of the surface of our yard and putting that aside in a nice large pile. Then they'll come back at the end of the grading to when the house is all set and put the topsoil back. Now JD could have pulled out this stump, but it would have took much longer than 30 seconds. In order to offload the house onto its foundation, that pole is basically sitting smack dab in a new driveway that needs to be made to offload the new house. Not only that pole, but the smaller trees behind it and the thicket. Also, the grade is probably going to be as tall as where the meter base is right now. Make it easier for vehicles to come up our driveway, they're trying to ease the steepness of it. They're using what they call fines, which is kind of like a coarse concrete material. It doesn't do well when it's raining though. This is the last of the topsoil to be scraped off and put on a pile. This is the start of a swale that's going to be behind the house to help run off water. It's also the start of a new pile of dirt, which will be part of the offload driveway. The rain continues and it's not going to stop anytime soon. The creek is swelling pretty good and it's starting to flood out the field across from us. The offload driveway is starting to take shape, and you can get a good idea of what it's going to end up looking like. I went up and checked on this spring just to keep an eye on it during this heavy rain, and I'm not too thrilled about the water being cloudy coming out of it, so I'm a little concerned. I don't know if that's just from the surface turbulence, or if we dig back and put gravel in and do it properly, that'll be eliminated. The rain is certainly not helping out my driveway at all, and not to mention all my cameras that I'm trying to use and document this. Well, the dirt is really piling up back there, and I really don't know exactly how this is all going to play out. Obviously, there's going to be a new driveway that they're going to use to offload the house, and now I'm thinking, well, maybe we'll just keep that, and that way we could park close to the new house when it's up there, and then we still have this old drive that we can use. We'll see how this all plays out. There's a lot of dirt up there. Just a little reminder in case you didn't watch the previous videos, but we're basically getting a double wide house, and it's going to be put on a foundation which is going to be approximately 6 courses of block. The home is going to be about 30 by 50 feet and create a dramatic change in the grade of our property. Switch into a smaller bucket, and this will make a narrower trench, which will be used for the blue pipe. That'll be an avenue to drain the drain tile and gutters. This all looks very nice right now, but one thing I learned when I built my house about 30 years ago is that it's not going to stay this pretty. Once a few trucks drive over it and it continues raining, it's going to turn into a muddy mess. Foundation work is all done. Now it's time to just widen up the driveway a little bit, get some of the low-hanging branches, and make sure that a home can be delivered. We normally get a lot of water that comes down the ATV path when it rains this heavy, and there's a little swale to the right of the driveway, but it's not very big, and a lot of times that water will cross right over the driveway and wash it out. So I asked him if he could put a bigger swale in for us to help on some of that drainage. If you watched the previous video, we had Washington Electric come out, and that's our local power company. We're going to be getting a new power pole. It's going to be a little bit taller, and it's going to be a little closer to the woods. The path for the wire, though, is going to be in a direct line of a lot of trees and branches. So they did ask me if I could clear that area out. That's the last task for this excavator. Okay, that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you want to see how this project ends up. And I am very cold and wet right now. I'm going to head over to the RV, start cranking up the heat, get the hot water tank going, and warm up. So take care, everybody, and don't forget to keep an eye on us.